1. The collapse of order and the rise of chaos. Civil wars often begin with the breakdown of central authority. Whether due to political corruption, economic inequality, or ethnic tensions, the collapse of governance creates a power vacuum. Armed groups rise to fill the void, each vying for control. Hey, don't you think that blonde guy looks like your Aunt Erling? Example: the Syrian Civil War, 2011 present, began with protests against President Bashar al-Assad's regime. As the government cracked down, rebel groups formed, leading to a brutal conflict that has killed hundreds of thousands and displaced millions. Impact: the collapse of order leads to widespread violence, lawlessness, and humanitarian crises. Infrastructure is destroyed, and basic services like healthcare and education collapse. 2. The fracturing of society. Civil wars deepen existing divisions within a society, often along ethnic, religious, or ideological lines. These divisions can become entrenched, making reconciliation difficult even after the fighting ends. Example: the Rwandan Civil War, 1990 to 1994, escalated into a genocide that saw the Hutu majority massacre nearly 1 million Tutsis. The legacy of this division continues to shape Rwandan politics and society. Impact: trust between communities erodes, and social cohesion is shattered. This can lead to cycles of violence and revenge, as seen in post-conflict societies like Bosnia and South Sudan. 3. Economic devastation and reconstruction. Civil wars devastate economies, destroying industries, displacing workers, and disrupting trade. The cost of rebuilding can be staggering, and the economic scars often last for decades. Example: the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, left the South's economy in ruins. It took decades for the region to recover, and the war's economic impact is still felt today. Impact: post-war reconstruction often requires massive investment, but corruption and mismanagement can hinder progress. In some cases, nations never fully recover, remaining trapped in cycles of poverty and instability. 4. The rise of new ideologies and power structures. Civil wars often lead to the rise of new ideologies and power structures. Revolutionary movements, once victorious, reshape the political landscape, sometimes for better, often for worse. Example: the Russian Civil War, 1917 to 1922, saw the Bolsheviks overthrow the Tsarist regime and establish the Soviet Union, fundamentally altering the course of world history. Impact: new governments may bring radical changes, but they can also lead to authoritarianism and repression. The struggle for power often continues long after the war ends. 5. The long road to recovery. Recovering from civil war is a complex and painful process. It requires not only rebuilding infrastructure, but also healing the wounds of division and trauma. Example: South Africa's transition from apartheid to democracy in the 1990s involved a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to address the atrocities of the past. Impact: successful recovery depends on inclusive governance, justice for victims, and efforts to foster unity. However, the process is often slow and fraught with challenges. Conclusion: the enduring legacy of civil wars. Civil wars are more than just conflicts. They're transformative events that reshape nations in profound and lasting ways. From the collapse of order to the rise of new ideologies, these wars leave behind a legacy of pain, division, and resilience. Understanding how civil wars change nations is crucial for preventing future conflicts and building a more peaceful world. As we look at the scars left by these wars, we are reminded of the importance of unity, justice, and the enduring human spirit.